Welcome back, everybody, to the MAC Teambuilder Dynasty, part number 2 here of our off season and year number 6. We got that wrong in the last one. We thought it was year 6 then. It's year 6 now. We're heading into year 6. So what do you say we get into the red shirting of players and just talk real quick about what we did. So Francisco Rubio is now on the team. He came over from Bowling Green. He's from San Diego, California. We're getting a little bit of... he's not Bailey Verlies, but I think he probably will be better of a passer. So just a little FYI there. 96-99, I'd say so. Roy Barrett, the 6'7" Alabama quarterback, is going to get redshirted here in hopes that one day he will be one of our guys. Really no red shirts here for running backs. This also provides a little bit of an update on what the depth chart and the roster looks like too. Nothing really to do here with tight ends or guard play, offensive line. We can't really redshirt anybody, to be honest with you. Maybe Quentin Gunn is the guy that we can go after. You haven't said much here. What is your take
Hello.
on the roster here right now?
You should do those guys, the two juniors.
Yep.
Save them for the future.
I'm going to also save Kyle Lane for another year. Because right now we've got Jared Love as a transfer. So it's Chambers, Lane, and Garrett. So I kind of want to save that, to be honest with you. And then really nothing else happening here for Southern Michigan. Overall, the best team that we've had in the series.
So checking out Lake Huron, you guys see our post-progression look there at quarterback. We got Ramos and Jaden Hunter. He's still going to have to wait another year with that 87 speed. Josh Cade, the former athlete, he gets work in at running back, actually, if you've noticed over the years.
You love putting your quarterbacks into these strange positions, man.
Yeah, we actually don't have a lot of running backs. I was kind of surprised at our lack of running back depth. We're going to have to work on that in the future. We are looking to redshirt Colton Cannon and even Daniel Smith with some of the movement that we've had. Daniel Smith, back-to-back 30-catch seasons. And he's going to have to sit the pine here. Or what is it? Ride the pine?
Ride the pine.
Ride the pine. Because we got some new options at wide receiver, including transfer Tiger Kirby. Also, good players at tight end, Lucas Kirby, and some other options.
You have a ridiculous tight end group.
They're pretty good. Offensive line, little weak. Redshirting a couple there. Defensive line, no red shirts. Linebacker, we got a couple of guys. Quandale Dingle. He's kind of buried a little bit on this depth chart. I'm going to redshirt him, save him for next year. He tore his ACL, okay? I'm going to save him for next year and maybe plug him in at one of the outside linebacker spots so he can reach his true potential of being like a 73, 74.
You know, he might like that, the creator of Quandale Dingle. He might like that because he gets another year that he can shine. Because right now, as a 69, like, how do you expect to do much?
Yeah, no, he's had half a sack in his career. He gets in there in some of the goal line packages, you know, when they spread out that defensive line. We got like 8 people lined up there on the end, you know. So he plays special teams as well. But, you know, we're going to give him another year and see if he can blossom. There's going to be some jobs open up on the outside linebacker front. So we'll see. So that's a transfer. Joyce. So we got Fernando. Pretty weak situation at corner. Riley, we're going to redshirt. Didn't play much last year. So Akubu and Mike Smith are going to get to play. Marvin Stanley, we are going to let him play. You know, redshirting him at 75. You come to Lake Huron. Guess what? You're playing. Because if you redshirt, you're probably going to bolt.
The 44 awareness is a little scary right now, even though he's a freshman. I get it, but he is very athletic. Look at his acceleration, his agility. He's tops on your team outside of, let's see, Harrell's got 92, Caldwell 87. But like as a complete package, this guy's fast too. He's a 90 speed.
Yep.
I like it.
I can't redshirt Reggie Leg. Let's check out the Alpina Alpacas, and they are top loaded here. Depth might be a little bit of a concern, but, you know, the front lines, especially on offense, this is going to produce. This team will score some points. And they will redshirt Jason Martin. He of 87 speed, 84 acceleration.
He's probably going to transfer.
I mean, he's not going to play, so it is what it is. Running back room is loaded. It's the same cast of characters, Grimshaw, Soriano, and Putthead, along with, of course, the Glitch.
Yeah, he's he's going to be the guy at running back, the glitches. So
Yeah.
those guys will be sprinkled in, I think. But Keneal Mason as an 80, 96, he's going to get redshirted as
That's
a
why.
sophomore.
That's why.
Oh, man.
He played last year. We tried to get him involved a little bit. Had one catch. So, we're going to flip that around. Okay, played his true freshman year. Going to redshirt the true sophomore year. These guys are going to graduate, maybe go to the NFL for a guy in Arcold. And, he could be a weapon on this team. But at 80 overall, it's tough. I mean, what do you think?
He's the fastest wide receiver of the crew.
Yeah, but he's an 80. You can't play him over Arcold and Jefferson.
I know. It's true.
It's a tough call.
He should have transferred
He could transfer to SMU.
To SMU.
Maybe he does want to transfer. We'll leave it up to the creator what he wants to do. All right, checking out tight end. Kirkwood and Blunt going to play Richard. Probably going to redshirt. Davenport, we're going to save him for later. That's how we do things around here. Checking out the D-line, a couple red shirts there. Holy Cross, this was a tough call, but you got 278 true freshman linebackers. Playing time is going to be tough to come by. Andy Bernard will redshirt. Cornerbacks at the bottom there, redshirting. Ross Rich will redshirt. This should be an interesting safety battle between Patrick Jefferson and Braylon Gunnerson. Both coming in as a sophomore. Jefferson had 4 tackles. Gunnerson was the starter. We're probably going to lean towards Gunnerson, but that should be an interesting battle. Special teams, at least kicker's okay.
Larry Potts still the quarterback here at Ohio Western. He's still that 99 overall rating. Going to get one more year under his belt. Apparently the college scouts must have seen him as like a second rounder. He wants to be a first round pick, maybe top 10 at least. So he's going to quarterback the Ospreys yet again. Let's switch over here to the quarterback room. They got Irwin, Siegel, and Flynn. They're going to elect to redshirt another quarterback. That's Siegel. And moving on to the running backs, they've got Damian Price, a sophomore, is an 83. So he has 1 touchdown to his ledger. Not a lot of carries. He's the only guy that that would make sense here.
He's the future, though.
Yeah, they're going to go 2-back set apparently. This is kind of it. This is interesting. They've got the fullback, but you can burn that red shirt if there's an injury or something that happens. But got a couple freshman wide receivers, but as far as they're concerned, Rivera, Jackson, those are be the guys that are going to get cut from the team basically this year. Tight end looks good. Left guard, kind of have to do that. Senior, that's an interesting move there. So they're going to get Tiny Biggs to come back another season. I don't really understand that one because Simon is going to be around next year.
It's all about keeping the talent in-house, man. Look, if he leaves, he's not going to play this year. If he leaves, he's got to fill in for these other seniors.
All right.
Are you going to find an 81 guard in recruiting?
No.
Probably not. I mean, in real life, you need like 20 offensive linemen on your team.
What we need to do for the next series is to make sure that we have you can only redshirt X amount of players off a team or something.
I like cheesing it.
You would. Jumbo Bean back there too. No red shirts on the ends, but defensive tackle we do, and that makes complete sense. You need to make sure that those guys are saving a year. Quentin Moody, need to save him for another year. He's their best freshman.
Well, how about this? What about Michael Fenner?
That's fine. You got Sims going to be a 90 plus. You got Riley who's going to be probably 79. Might as well keep him.
I just want to keep the talent.
But look at the cornerbacks, man. They don't have anybody. They got 5 cornerbacks.
Should I unredshirt him?
Yes, you definitely should. You should redshirt that 60 overall right there. They don't need that guy.
Nah, well,
redshirt him.
No.
This is my team B. Redshirt that guy.
Well, you need him.
We don't need him.
He's a safety.
We don't need him. You've got cornerbacks now that can play there.
Oh, whatever. All right, checking out the Gary Gladiators. Got an interesting quarterback battle here brewing between Jackson, Owen Hasselman, and Blaze Courtright. You figure Justice Jackson will win. No shocker there. Yeah, I mean, Gary, they were preparing themselves to enter their first full season as an FBS team. They were busy redshirting, so you're going to see a lot of those red shirts, and especially wide receiver. This is the new wave coming in. So they need to. These guys are all coming back,
Yeah.
but these guys, they got to get trained up,
Yeah.
get them in the weight room, get them in the practice situation.
Facility.
They'll be ready for next year. So a couple more defensive linemen there at the bottom, offensive and defensive linemen. No shockers here, but some low-rated guys.
There's
lots
always
of
that-
seniors at corner. Oh man,
that definitely needs to happen with that 58. Good luck. Good luck, Indiana Gary. You have no cornerback. You're going to be super senior laden and get a lot of experience back there this year. That might help them this year.
Yeah.
But next year, that's going to be a major, major weakness. Let's look at Sadamu. What do we got going on there with the Fightin' Pheasants?
Lots of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
A lot of young quarterbacks.
You must have fixed that. You must have cut all those guys.
We cut about 4 of them.
Look at they're all so similar.
Yeah, they are, really.
Look at that.
That's so
Speed.
funny.
They've all got the same speed. Strength. They're pretty much there.
It looks like Craig is probably the best with the awareness.
Who's bigger? 6'5"? Basically the same size.
Lean towards Craig.
What is happening here?
Oh, but the accuracy.
Yeah, he can sling it.
Bostic's the
legs.
accurate one.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows, man? Well, okay, redshirted. We'll figure it out later.
I'm
Lundberg
interested-
is the quarterback.
I'm interested in Blue. I think I want him.
Tylee Blue. He's
Yeah.
he's a senior though.
I want him to be the quarterback. I think. I
Over
want him-
Dustin Lundberg.
I want him to be the quarterback. Look at that.
Lundberg's faster. He has more awareness.
He's more aware of his surroundings.
Accuracy's a little bit better.
Yeah, go Lundberg. Dang it, Lundberg.
All right, running back room looks pretty good. Wide receiver is also pretty good.
97 speed for Frisch.
Yeah, we're gonna redshirt the bottom 3 because their tight ends also play wide out.
How many wide? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, how many wide receivers do they have?
Not enough.
Offensive line looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Very, very balanced.
This is a redshirt culture kind of program.
That's red shirt culture.
It really is. Well, they look at guys, they're like, we want to get you in our system.
You've heard of cancel culture? We've heard of red shirt culture. We are canceling you off the football team this year. All right, guys, now the fun part begins. The custom schedule reveal. Let's talk about the Robins first. We're going to go at FIU. We're going to try to unlock the state of Florida. And if you guys remember, we were really concerned about FIU because they had everybody leave. Their roster was decimated. They had nobody on their rosters. Some weird glitch. They acquired all these they signed all these freshmen, and they were getting blown out like they wouldn't score. It was weird.
Well, now they're sophomores.
Now their sophomores are a little bit better. So we're going to go and cheese it up a little bit. We're going to unlock the state of Florida. If we lose, I'll stop the series right now. Like, I'll just back out. You can play.
This is the last domino to fall. Is Florida. We're missing out on a lot of talent in the state of Florida. So we need to both beat FIU,
Yep.
and that will be like the last of our challenges. Until we start talking about winning bowl games, competing for the conference title, and that kind of thing. So the last of our crappy challenges
Yep.
is beat a team from Florida in Florida. And then you get to host a ranked team.
This is perhaps our biggest game in the regular season in quite some time.
Since about 1927.
Oh, yeah, that.
Well, yeah.
We got the locked game here. That's conference game against Miami of Ohio.
Then a non-conference game against Bowling Green.
Little rivalry matchup there, right? It could be a rivalry. I don't know. I'm making stuff up now. But we got Rubio against his former team. That's what I'm trying to say. We got Lake Huron, the Brothers Bowl in week number 5, Eastern Michigan in week 6.
4 road games in a row.
Who is the schedule maker? You.
Well, it's
evil.
normal for a team of your caliber
Yeah,
to play 7 road and 5 home.
it is. You get CMU in week 10, then all the way down, we start getting our MAC opponents there.
A little bit different now. You used to close out against Ohio Western. Now you're closing out against Sadamu. All right, checking out Lake Huron. This will be the first time that we have seen Lake Huron play Western Michigan. So the 2 Michigan schools, formerly in opposite divisions, now they're playing against each other. It's kind of a rivalry game here. Our challenge against FIU.
It's coming the very next week.
Yes, we will have to beat Florida International, and we will host the Minnesota Golden Gophers, Big Ten team.
I want to go back to week 1 real quick because I like that you did this opening week because we get Bowling Green, we get Rubio against his former team, you get Tiger Kirby against his former team.
Well, even though these teams are no longer in the MAC for the season, we want to keep them relevant and in our thoughts
And prayers.
They're still out there, and they're coming back next year, and they will be replacing the teams that finish last again.
It's weird for me to see Western Michigan and not think MAC. It's weird for me.
They'll be back next year. Who's going to finish last this time? That's the big question.
Just have this rotating tour.
Yeah. Eastern Michigan will be our MAC opener, and then we host Southern.
Oh.
We get 2 weeks off to prepare for Buffalo.
Wow. It's a little cushy, huh? You get a Southern Michigan win, and then you go back-to-back weeks of, we're going to kick our feet up.
We're going to go to the beach.
Wow.
It might be a little cold this time of year.
Only one ranked opponent, guys.
Yeah. Well, Alpena, week 12. Again, a little bit different. We will finish at Indiana Gary. So the schedule makers, whoever decided how to fill out the MAC schedule, is moving the Alpena Ohio Western games to week 12, and the newcomers will be going up against us in the final week of MAC play. Now, fun note about our new coach. So Bear Kegger basically left us in the spring to go be the DC at Florida, and we are calling off the bench our old coach from the 80s and 90s, who has not coached since 2003.
So not Bear Kegger's dad.
No, this is Pops Burgoyne. And he was the head coach from 79 to 03.
Well, there he is. An old man.
He's currently 80. He's not 68. He's 81 years old.
You can flip it in 86.
He's 81. And he's like the assistant athletic director, okay? And he's stepping in to the role to be our team CEO. So let me know in the comments if you think Pops Burgoyne and you see his coaching tendencies there. Is this going to work for us? Because I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried that we couldn't find a candidate so late in the process that we are in total limbo right now. Of course, it's Alpena. Of course, they try to schedule marquee games to start things at Texas A&M. What do you say we go to the AT&T Stadium?
Yep, I'm all there with it. I like it. I love it.
Then they get Hawaii. What do you think about Hawaii's chances?
They get a break. They'll probably travel to Hawaii towards the oh, okay.
That way they can beat Hawaii up even more than they would.
Yeah.
And then they play a ranked Northwestern team. We'll see if they can put up a fight.
Purple on purple.
At Ohio Western this year, at Lake Huron, and they will close against Ohio, something that's turning into a bit of a rivalry here for the MAC East.
Bot Jacket's no longer here, is he?
No. He's done.
Okay. All right. Well, they're gonna have to find a way with their next quarterback up, their next man up. All right. Ohio Western gets a pretty interesting schedule. Let's say that they get Nebraska on the road, an all red matchup. Then Middle Tennessee State, they get a bit of a break there before they take on West Virginia. Then another break, take on Kent State.
They should be a little bit tougher, I think, than they were last year with all of those guys.
You would think so, but it still doesn't add up to why they were so bad, even with all of those players.
They started turning it around as the year came to a close.
And they'll get Alpena in week number 7, Northern Illinois in week 8, Central, Ball State, Eastern, Southern, Sedamu, Toledo to close it out. I think Ohio Western, as long as they can get past that Alpena game, Northern Illinois, I just don't know what their team looks like this season. They're going to kind of go on that little downslope, I think. I don't know. They had some chances to take this program in the right direction if they had won a MAC championship or if they had done these things to progress, but they've failed in those big moments. So maybe that's affected the recruiting a little bit. I don't know. Maybe they're going to call it on the downslope. Ohio Western gets that win too. They should be smooth sailing for a MAC.
Give me a 9-3
game.
Give me 9-3.
Say 10-2.
The Gary Gladiators will open the year against SEC powerhouse Vanderbilt. What do you think? That was a joke. He's looking at his phone right now. Participate! versus Coastal Carolina at Wisconsin. So their big game.
Oh, you're gonna leave that in?
Yeah, the big game is at Wisconsin. Okay. All right. NIU, Sadamu, the rivalry. They're going at Sadamu this year. Alpena on the road. So yeah, tough finishing kick here for the Gladiators.
I think I gotta see something from Justice Jackson in weeks 1 and 2. I gotta see something from him. If he can, 1 and 3 actually. But if he can beat Vandy, if he can beat Coastal, and he puts up some really good numbers, I'm going to be a believer in Indiana Gary, because what I saw last year was just a hot mess. Like, they were up and they were down. They were 50-50. They were hot and they were cold. Like, they just weren't consistent. So if I can see Justice Jackson leading the troops here versus what Skylar Abreu did, then we might have a different tone about Indiana Gary going into this schedule.
And everybody's favorite bird that's shaking their fist facing the right, drawn in a cartoonish 1940s style.
That's very specific.
Team in this series.
It's very aggressively specific.
The South Dakota A&M.
I don't like it.
They will host ranked Iowa State here, the Cyclones. They will host Bowling Green, making an appearance yet again. And then they will go at Wyoming. So you're going to stretch their boundaries a little bit to the west. All right?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Go to Wyoming.
I like it. It's like a regional thing. I get it.
Yeah,
It's
cool. Then most of their conference play comes to the east.
Yep.
So you want to mix it up a little bit.
They got to move eastward.
Yes.
How the East was won.
So they're going to go at NIU this year. NIU might be the sleeper to win this division.
But like I was saying,
we'll see how good they are.
I just don't believe in them right now.
Okay, we'll see what the ratings are in a little bit. Let's check out the preseason. Oh my goodness. The preseason top 25. And the first thing that caught my eye was Cal. Number 2.
Well, they're good in this revamped. They're good. In the Cajun 6 Dynasty, they won a national title.
Is Kyle Bowler back?
No, Stephen Flynn for the quarterback for the Saints now.
Who's that?
He's in the Cajun 6 Dynasty. Like I said, they won a championship against Miami. It was Cal versus Miami. So like,
there's Miami.
Yeah. So yeah.
So how does Alpena stack up against these teams? I guess we're gonna find out week 1 when they take on TAMU. North Carolina down to a B+. These teams are vulnerable. These teams can be had. This B+, you're B+, and you're 6 of NCAA 14. You're staring down the barrel of a 6-6 season. Okay. Talking about Houston, like Houston versus Notre Dame, and that is our answer regarding Northern Illinois.
That's what I'm saying,
dude. C+.
I don't believe in
So
them.
they are toast. They will win 5 to 6 games all year. They do not belong there. Total inertia kind of deal. Okay, they finished the year here. We're gonna put them there, even though they have no business there. Ohio Western as an A+ offense.
Oregon and Arizona State are better teams than Northern Illinois right there.
Texas. Arkansas State also checking in. A little bit overrated. Northwestern's a B. South Dakota A&M at number 31 is a B overall. They're going to be a threat in the MAC West.
So, SMU wins a bowl game against a pretty tough opponent. We get better, and we're not ranked.
Oh, no, but you might be coming up here. You're behind Charlotte.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's happening?
Look at Ohio State. The fall of the Buckeyes.
Yes. Good.
Oh, wow. They have Central Michigan.
Stay bad.
You're 50th.
50th. That's their highest preseason rank ever.
But you finished ranked. You didn't lose that much. Like, they thought, I guess they think Bailey Verlies was your entire team.
I guess. We need more coverage.
Indiana Gary's a B+. So they're set up pretty good. And the MAC East. Ohio checking in as a B.
By the way, we are a 3-star program now.
Wow. So you can go after 3 stars, 3-star JUCOs. I still have not seen my team.
3 stars from the state that we've unlocked. Our regionals and our states that we've unlocked.
Why do they hate us?
You are a 2-star and you got that D+ in special teams, man. That's what it is.
Why am I a 2-star? Because you won your bowl game. I mean, you got to 8 wins, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
why. Oh, man. So we really should have beaten San Diego State, right?
Yep.
Oh.
Man, just when you thought you were getting a leg up on us, you know, we can start recruiting those threes, and you got to keep recruiting twos.
Look at Kent State. No excuses. No excuses.
A offense. And
you were you were 113 overall. Western checking in. Western Bowling Green, they are losing cabin pressure here.
Yep.
For Bowling Green offensively. The worst team in the nation is FIU.
But they're getting better.
They're 61 now.
Look at. They're a 2-star just like you.
So earlier we compared FIU to Chernobyl, right? We said they were Chernobyl.
Basically.
We're not going to go there. It's a forbidden zone.
But we can go there now. It's starting to get a little
Now we
cleared
got
out.
the hazmat suits on,
yeah.
and we're walking in with the flashlights, looking at all the buildings and all the
here?
radioactive dogs and foxes and rabbits running around that don't know that they don't have much longer left to live. Okay? And there's trees overgrowing everything, and there's playgrounds, there's eerie little playgrounds. Okay?
And there's Captain Price shooting his sniper shot. Take you down.
What is that?
You are uncultured.
I was just a lieutenant back then, doing some wet work. Chernobyl, Christmas for the bad guys.
Good night.
That's from Modern Warfare, the very first one in 2009.
Chad Davis. Wow. 1 touchdown and 12 picks. He's not even that
Ugh.
terrible. He's 75. He's
Just
a scrambler.
run the ball with him.
But look at the guys behind him. Okay. So your mission, since you're playing them first, I shouldn't say that. Put a bounty on Chad. We'll pay you.
No, we'll just
Take him out.
we will just take the radioactivity from this Chernobyl site and just make sure that we're putting it on his burger,
Okay.
his food, and then he'll consume it, and then he'll be sick for the game. And
These guys might be transfers. David Jones and Aaron Morris. I'm going to guess that they might be transfers.
yeah, but if
Ooh, they got 69 freshmen.
if we injure that guy, they're done. Heisman watch time. What do we got?
Oh!
The glitch is the Heisman frontrunner. You called it. I did not think that this game would value him like that.
I'm shocked.
Maybe during the season, like once we start simming, they're not gonna value him as much because he gets sprinkled in around everywhere that they're not gonna value.
Well,
that.
it's weird because he didn't get any love last year.
Yeah,
And now they're considering him as the front runner
yeah.
to win the Heisman. He's
This
got
would
the
be-
passing. He's got the rushing.
I would love to see this. I'm happy that we're gonna do this because I want to see what this game is gonna do with a guy like this.
Yeah. of
I want to
course.
know what they're gonna value. Like if he starts, he's gonna get his carries. Like he would win the Heisman based on being a rusher.
But it's everything else.
But if he gets taken out of some plays and his downs played starts decreasing, I would be interested to see if they don't value his sacks, his passing touchdowns, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Larry Potts. So does the glitch like up on the stage? If he wins the Heisman, is he gonna even know what to do? Because he's not a human.
He's going to short circuit with his Heisman speech unless Coach Banky's ghost overtakes him and gets him to say the words.
He'll just
and
say, "I like
puppeteer him.
birds," and hand it off. He'll hand it off to Larry Potts.
I think he would invade his soul and get his mouth to move and make noises that
Okay.
we would recognize as language.
Okay.
And I think it would go okay, actually.
Yeah, it would be a situation where they would ultimately say like, "Well, he just didn't like." They'll use the term on Get Up. They'll use the term to say like, "Well, I just think he short-circuited. I just think the kid was too nervous."
Well, I don't know why he started chanting and, like gutting a bird on live television.
I think he was just nervous.
In the middle of a pentagram. Like, I don't know why he did that. It's just he's just a quirky guy.
All right, let's take a look at some preseason All-Americans. The All-NCAA team. Ooh, baby, look at that Ohio Western love. Larry Potts and Antoine Ball. Oh, love that. 90 overall Antoine Ball. Let's keep on scrolling here. We got some Tamu love there. Ooh, wow.
Did we get some recruiting points for that?
I think that's crazy, man.
Oh yeah.
A 74. What did he do last year? He's all NCAA.
64 tackles. That's why. Lots of tackles.
That is a lot. Amaru Parrish at 95.
6 tackles. Oh,
Yeah. Did we get
Garbage.
some sort of like recruiting bonus? How many interceptions?
nah,
3?
you don't need that.
3
picks.
last year.
Yeah, defensive touchdown.
Yeah, baby.
Good for him.
Yeah, baby. Fudge, Dubois.
And a
Benjamin
return.
Payton.
You beat me.
Yeah, I got 2 first-team all NCAA. Let's go.
Okay, second team. Let's go. Let's see. What do we got in the
More
second
Miami Cal love right there.
team? Yeah. Anthony Williams, defensive end. Another. Just defensive players for Ohio Western. Oh,
Yes.
this is such garbage.
Yes. Bring us a MAC championship this year.
Well, let's see how the
go.
all MAC team looks like. The Glitch checks in at fullback. Okay. More Ohio Western. They got the offense and defensive guys here. Wow. Okay. No, not a ton of Lake Huron.
Sherrod. That's huge. Sherrod Johnson. It was one of my favorite guys
Roberts.
in recruiting. Yeah, Connor Roberts, custom
Deserves
player
it.
right there.
I was looking for Geronimo Legions from Kent State. He's going to have to step up and
He
be a
might be
leader.
on second team.
Maybe. I did not get the kind of love that I was expecting. Okay. Lock Weston the Third. What's the story with that?
I don't know, but it's cool.
All right, second team. Oh, no, I hate
Edwin.
this guy. I hate him.
Why? He's good.
Edwin Durbin. He killed us
I
last year.
know.
There's
I know.
Charles Hemming.
Last minute touchdown. I was just so heartbroken on that. I mean, I couldn't believe it was happening.
Hemingway's getting some all-conference love here. Toe shame. We didn't check out really his numbers.
Shouldn't Jericho be in that mix with Hemingway?
We'll check it out. Maybe Jericho declared. Maybe
He could have.
he's
Yeah.
gone.
Grayson Beatty finally getting some
Oh,
love there. 1,300
exploded last year.
yards last. So again, like, how does Kent State not do something this year?
They have to, and they will. I think they will. Some Indiana Gary. Kalu gets second team honors.
Dude, we're killing you.
Yeah,
We're killing
this
you.
has to be fixed.
We know how to recruit. All right, what do we got here for the East as the conference outlook? So they like Kent State to finish in last.
They won't. Not with that offense. They are set. They might even challenge the Alpacas
Oh, God.
and the Gladiators.
No, get out of here.
Kent State is that team
Stop it.
that can go from 0 to hero.
No.
Okay,
No.
we're
You're
talking
crazy.
We're talking George O'Leary, UCF, man. You go from 0-12 to 8-5.
I don't see it, dude.
I think they won 2 games last year, so
don't
I
see
think
it.
they could go.
I think
to
if-
8 or 9 wins.
If anything, Lake Huron would challenge Alpena. That's what I think.
Well, we suck with Pops.
Well, no, I mean,
Pops is not built for this world.
Pops is your savior. You talk about like saviors all over the other, and then some other
He
series.
is not the answer.
He's your answer. Come on.
Indiana Gary's a 90, so they will definitely be the number 2 in this division.
You need the Jim Leland effect, okay? The old guy
It's Jack
comes in.
McKeon. Part 2.
Okay.
Not the first time.
I think Alpena wins the
back.
division. Let's just get this is
Okay.
over.
All right,
As far
fair
as
enough,
number,
fair
we're
enough.
talking about number 2. Team number 2,
Yeah.
I think,
So, question though: who comes in last?
who comes in
Who
last?
gets kicked out for Bowling Green again?
Buffalo finishes in last.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, Buffalo
Let's see how
finishes.
Rich Doyle is doing.
They like Northern Illinois to win this thing. I don't. I don't think that they're
No, I mean, there's no
they're
way.
a 4-star. Western's a 5-star. I think Ohio Western does this. I think you have probably the Heisman winner, Larry Potts.
It's fair.
I think he's probably going to win it. Look at the competition level that he's going up against: Ball State, Eastern, Toledo.
Yeah,
He's going to get his yards. He's got a ton of games to play in this division.
I will predict
Yeah.
Alpena versus Sadamu for the conference title.
Ooh. You think that defense is back?
I think they're going to get the upset against Ohio Western. I do.
Okay.
I'm going to say they go 7-2 in conference, own the tiebreak over Ohio Western. Alpena goes undefeated. They run the table in the conference. What do you think in the MAC West?
I think Ohio Western gets it done yet again. I think it's going to be Alpena, Ohio Western for the
5th time?
5th time.
Okay. Now, and how about you? How do we factor into this?
I can't believe that my offense is worse than my defense. Somehow, some way, like we got a 99 quarterback.
They might not have Rubio as your starter.
The depth chart. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean that's still surprising. A 76 overall defense. We're not going to play that good. I can guarantee that. We're not going to be able to stop the run again. It's just this game. So I don't know. I think we probably finish in third or fourth. Honestly, I think Ohio Western will get it done. I think I'll give you Sedamu. They're a good team. Still, they didn't lose a whole lot. I don't think.
Watch out for Edwin Durbin.
So number 2, Eastern will probably finish in 5th. Central and Toledo. Yeah. I would think that makes sense to finish in 7th and 8th. So Ball State, Northern Illinois. I think you can figure them out in the middle somewhere. But Ohio Western Alpena is my pick. Again.
Okay.
And with that, guys, let's get into our week number 1 preview. Let's talk about the games here. Southern Michigan, FIU. I don't think that there's any question here.
We should find it on ESPN Plus.
Definitely get the win here, but I wouldn't be surprised if something crazy happens too. It could happen. It could.
We could find a way to lose it. I think we will coast. It's gonna be a little bit dicey at the beginning. You're gonna be smashing your controller and asking God how you arrived in this situation. But after that first quarter, things are gonna settle down.
Okay.
You'll win each quarter by a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
By the end, you look up at the scoreboard, and you win by 28,
48-10,
something like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll pick Southern Michigan. I think we should. I'm confident that we should get it done, but there's something in my head that says, don't be too confident.
Vanderbilt, Indiana Gary. What do you think here, man? SEC. They're only a B. They're probably the worst team in the whole conference.
I'm going to take Gary because of my bias, because I like Justice Jackson, and I think if they can cater the offense to him, then they should probably get a win there.
I'm going to pick Vanderbilt. Why? SEC. Alpena, Texas A&M. Number 1 team in the country. Neutral site game. But it's in Dallas. Arlington, to be exact. Or Irving, Texas. I think it's in Arlington.
It's really tough. It's extremely tough. I'm at a stalemate here. I don't really know what to do. Because I've seen... There's times that Alpena gets into these games where... Like, they play in a lot of close games.
It's a little funky sometimes.
But they play in a lot of close games when it gets to this stage. And you're on the edge of your seat, like, are they going to do it or not? And then the defense comes up with a big sack or a tackle for loss or a deflection. I think it's going to come down to that again. And I think I'll probably end up, again, going to the MAC bias, and I'll go with Alpena to win the game. Just because Tamu doesn't have that dynamic player, the glitch. I think he's the deciding factor for most of these games.
I'll pick Alpena, too. They usually come up big in these early non-conference tilts. So I'll take the Alpacas.
Ohio Western, Nebraska. Tough game for Ohio Western. Nebraska's got an A- overall rating. Plus that defense is an A+.
The black shirts are back.
A+ offense versus A+ defense. So this is basically like right out of the gate, Larry Potts is going to be challenged to say, like, you decided to come back this season. Are you going to get a big win, a big victory notched under your belt here early? Are you going to cement yourself as the Heisman favorite or not? I mean, the glitch is technically number 1, but I think that Potts, the quarterback in real life, would be the Heisman favorite. So I'm going to say Nebraska gets it done. I say Nebraska wins the game, and Potts falters, and now he's got to use the rest of the season to try to play catch-up. Ohio Western, we've seen this in the past, too. They find ways to, like, blow these types of games where they're on an even playing field with another team. And, I think Nebraska will get a big victory.
I disagree again, sir.
You love Larry Potts.
Ohio Western gets it done. The black shirts don't exist anymore. This is a toss-up. ISU ranked. They had a Heisman candidate at QB against South Dakota A&M, but it's at South Dakota A&M.
I'm going to go
Yankton, South Dakota.
I'm going to go anti-MAC here again. I'm going to go with the Cyclones. I think they get it done simply because they're ranked, and I don't know anything about this new quarterback. I have no idea.
Well, yeah, nobody walks into Yankton, South Dakota, and comes out the other side, the same type of person. So, for better or for worse. And I think the Cyclones go down. Sedanwi wins. And this should be a bit of a challenge. I think it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge than people might assume.
No.
This is really the first action for Tito Ramos. We have basically a new wide receiver core. We have a new running back room, except for Buttermilk. And we've got an old coach who forgot what year it was. And
yeah, you're right. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be different for you. New offense, new offensive style, new players. You got to get the hang of these guys a little bit again, and I think you're going to start relying on plays that you like. You're going to start relying on players that you like, that you trust, to get you that big first down. It's literally going to be that type of game where you're caught into situations where it's like I got to go to people that I trust. Mm-hmm. They say it all the time in the booth. They're like, well, you got a big third down. You got to go to somebody that you trust. And that's exactly what you're going to have to do.
I'll tell you what
happened in this game.
I'll tell you what happened with Pops Burgoyne today.
Oh, God.
He left his phone in the locker room. He didn't know where it was. He goes to the grad assistant. Cash Fortuna is now a grad assistant after getting cut from the Indoor Football League. He is now a grad assistant for Lake Huron. But he went to Cash and said, I forgot my phone. I can't find my phone. I thought I had it in my pocket, and I can't find it. And Cash says, well, they have these things called Find My Phone. And there's a Google thing that says Find My Phone. And what does Pops Burgoyne say? He's like, I'm no good with that tech stuff. I don't know. And Cash Fortuna says, look, I'll log you into Google. If you activated it, I can get it through Google. Pops Burgoyne says, I don't know. It's like maybe I don't have a computer. Maybe my wife's phone. I can log in. Maybe my wife's phone can find it. I'm just going to come back later and see if I can find it. So my coach doesn't have a cell phone right now. Does that make you more encouraged to pick my team? Or does it make you pick against my team? You be the judge.
I think Cash Fortuna probably took it upon himself to probably talk to his players, and probably there might be a little mutiny happening here. Like, as soon as that happened, he'd probably go to the other guys around Pops Burgoyne and say, do you guys feel like this is a good idea? I don't think it's a good idea.
Pops is running a tough practice, and some guys they're not digging it too much right now. And
so you're saying you're tired.
They want to respect him a little bit, but at the same time, they think it's a little too much. He's getting on him for things that you don't understand how the environment has changed around you, and and he's.
So what you're saying?
He said some insensitive things, and they're starting to get annoyed with him.
Okay, so Western then.
Be the judge. Okay, all I know is that he's running an offense the OC doesn't want to install, but he's being told to install a type of offense that might not fit the personnel.
People that are making the pick'em selections
don't know
on this game.
They don't know this.
They need to trust, though, that what you're telling them here is that you're going to run the football, the pro-style offense. You'll throw every now and then, but...
Do you trust my 82-year-old team CEO to get us a victory? Okay. He was pretty good at Division III and NAIA. However, this is a different beast. Okay. And he's been an assistant athletic director. They've just been writing him a check for the last 15 years, like Barry Alvarez.
Tabloid came out in Southern Michigan's campus, basically title, "What the hell is Lake Huron doing?"
We lost our coach in late March, and we didn't have anybody on staff. So he came in, he walked down the steps from the assistant athletic director's office. He's just there to wave the pom-poms and say, hey, you remember the good old days?
Let me ask you this. Would it have been any worse than hiring Cash Fortuna as the head coach?
Yeah.
Or like promoting your OC and
Cash
making
is 23 years old.
Put Cash as the OC. He's played since he's a freshman.
Come on.
Could it be
any more experience?
Could it be any worse, is what I'm asking you. Is the output here from Pops Burgoyne going to be any worse than what Cash Fortuna-led offense could give you?
I don't know.
There's more upside with Cash. Anyway, I would love to know your guys' thoughts about the Cash Fortuna, Pops Burgoyne type of dynamic here inside the comment section. Leave a like if you like this thing. We will see you guys back here over the weekend for week number 1. That'll be the video. We won't get into week 2 or week 3 quite yet, but this series will start moving a little bit faster because now we can handle some simulated games on our side because we're a respectable team at this point at the Division 1 level versus the last couple of seasons. So guys, leave a like if you like this thing. We'll see you in the next one. As always, thanks so much for watching, and peace.